Hey guys, welcome back to my channel once again. My name is Ayush, and in this video, we are going to solve the first hard level question that was asked in the SQL hackathon, the SQL challenge conducted on the Namaste SQL platform. From this video, you are going to learn a lot of concepts, and this video is going to be really, really fun because I will solve this question in a very different manner, which you might not have ever seen or even thought about as well. Why I am so confident? Because to do this question, there is a very fancy window function that is generally used, but I will solve this question with a much simpler approach without using that particular window function. And the reason why I'm so energetic is because right now I'm coming back from my data analyst interview that I have just given online for a certain company. And you can see this from my white shirt that how energetic I am because my interview went really, really, really well. The questions they asked were really easy and they were nothing from what all I had practiced because I know that the level of questions that I have practiced are of medium level, hard level, and the interview level questions were not that difficult. So I feel very, very energetic. I'm feeling really, really excited for this video today. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now, to see the other two parts of this video, since this is the second part, you can check out my YouTube channel. But before that, please watch this video till the end. This is the this is my YouTube channel. You will see both the parts in this YouTube channel and on this playlist as well. If you come to this playlist, you will see that there is a playlist named as SQL competition problems, and in this I have uploaded both the parts. From where did I get this question? I got this question from this Namaste SQL platform that I was talking about, and I have extracted all the questions in my Notion page. Since you know that I have already completed and exhausted all my retakes on this for this competition, so let's go to my Notion page and see this question. Now, these are the hackathon questions. We have completed question 2 and question 4. Today we will do the first hard level question, which is question 3, the comeback customers. Okay, we will repeat the same exercise again, read the question, understand it, then move to our PG admin 4 and start solving it. Okay, let's read the question first. You work at an e-commerce company. The marketing team wants to identify comeback customers, customers who had a period of inactivity and then came back to purchase again. The team wants to understand their buying behavior and before and after the comeback. Okay, so this type of questions is basically asked in product-based companies like Meesho, Mintra, and so on, where they want to understand, and even in service-based companies as well, right? Because they want to understand the behavior of the customers or specifically the buying behavior of the customers. So in these cases, to understand the behavior, this kind of analysis becomes really, really important, wherein you understand, wherein you try to identify the amount and the frequency of purchases made by a particular customer. Okay, so this is the orders table here. This is the schema for create and insert statements. I will put this in my description box so that you guys can put this in your respective SQL database and solve this question on your own. Again, a humble request, please solve this question on your own completely. Even if you are not able to solve it, then it's completely fine. Try to solve it and watch the solution then only before, and do not watch the solution without solving it. Okay. Even if you don't know the concepts like aggregations, window functions, CTEs, then I highly request you first learn these concepts and then watch this video so that you will have a better understanding as to how you should approach this question. And since this is a hard level question, you need a particular amount of exercise. I mean, you need a particular amount of experience and practice to solve this question. So if you do not have this, I would again highly request you to skip this video, watch the other videos on my channel because those are medium level questions. Solve those first, and then you will have a better confidence of solving hard level questions. Okay. Otherwise, what will happen is, let me tell you, your confidence will drop, and later on, you won't be able to solve questions. And once your confidence drops, you will feel that this is very difficult and this is not for you. I'm not supposed to become a data analyst, so on and so forth. That self doubt will kick in and it will ruin all the efforts that you have made till now. So, if you do not want that, then please first start solving medium level questions. Once you get comfortable in that, then please come back to hard level questions and practice those. Okay. Now, let's come back to our solving. The question asks to find all the comeback customers and the respective columns. Customer ID, gap days, orders before and after comeback, spend before comeback, after comeback, and the comeback date. Okay. Here are the constraints. Okay. Only consider customers who have at least placed 2 orders. Okay. Gap is measured in consecutive orders. Multiple gaps, only record the longest gap. 2 gaps are equal, pick the earliest one. No gaps do not appear. And orders before and after comeback are split at the longest gap. Okay. Now, here we have the expected output as well. I have put this in the code format again, just so that you can put this in your respective SQL database and get an idea as to how the actual output will look like, right? Now, let's come to our PG admin. This is my select and from statements that I've already run. And as you can see, the output table looks, sorry, the input table looks like this. Here we have the order ID, customer ID, order date, and order amount. Before jumping in, the first and the foremost thing that you should always do is to understand the data. Okay. Let's look at the customer ID 101. Okay. He has placed total of 5 orders in this time. Okay. The first order was on 1st of January, then 2nd of January. Okay. The first order was on 1st of January, then 1st of February, then 1st of March. After 1st of March, he had disappeared for 3 months straight, for April and May, sorry, and then he comes back on 1st of June and places his order, and then he places his last order on 1st of July. Okay. Now here you can see between order ID 3 and 4 there is a gap of 90 days, more than 60 days, which is the first gap of this customer, or rather I should say the first and the last gap, because after this there is no gap for order ID 10 for customer ID 101. Okay. Similarly, if you look for customer ID 102, here you can see in order ID 7 and 8 there is a gap of 2 months, the entirety of April and May. So this may amount to a gap of more than 60 days. We might include this in our gaps as well. And if you move down, then between 8 and 9 there is another gap of more than 60 days. So this is something that we will also include. Okay. Now again, just for the sake of our convenience, we will include all the columns that they are asking here in the form of comment line. Okay. Now I will comment this out. Okay. Now let's start with our solving. We will move column by column wise. First, they're asking for customer ID. We do not have to think a lot about that. So customer ID. Gap days, the longest gap between any 2 consecutive orders. Okay. Now for this, you need, whenever you see the keyword consecutive, this should strike in your mind that you need to use the window functions of lead and lag. And which window function is to be used, that completely depends upon you. Since I want the order date to appear in the next, okay, for example, I want the order ID, the order date of order ID 1 to appear in the next row, and so on. I will use the lag function here, and then I will subtract order date with the lag function. Okay. So what I'm doing here is order date minus lag order date by 1 over partition by customer ID, since we are concerned with each customer, and order by order date as gap days. And since we are working in Postgres, we do not have to use the date diff function like we do in SQL Server. Okay, just subtracting both the dates directly returns the difference in days. Okay, so I have run this code. Just you can see here. Here you can see we have gotten the largest gap, which is 92 days for customer ID 101. Okay, so we are done with these 2 columns. Let's remove them. Orders after comeback, before comeback. Okay, now here is what I will do the magic here, like what I think is really important. Okay, before that I would like to explain this. So first we will go to our orders table. Before that, let me see. Yes, I'm recording well. There is no issue here. From orders. Okay. Now when I run this, let's look for customer ID 101. Okay. Here the gap happens here. At this place, the gap of 92 days or the gap of greater than equal to 60 days happens here. Okay. Now before this gap, he has 3 orders. Okay. And after this gap, he has 1 order. Let's first look at the orders before comeback and after comeback columns, then we will look for the spend before and after the comeback. Okay. Now the count for orders before comeback is 3 and after comeback is 1. When when I was solving this question, the first thing that struck my mind was using a running count function. Okay. And let me tell you, since I am not aware about how row, the particular window function works, which I was talking about, I was not able to solve this question. Okay. And if you guys know this function, which is this function, rows between unbounded preceding and one preceding. Okay. After solving this question, I learned what this window function is about. But again, I felt that the method in which I was working was way better for any beginner to understand. Okay, it might be considered as a brute force approach, but I believe that since it was working, there is no problem in that. I do not know if it will be considered a brute force approach. In my opinion, it might be considered. But if you understand this window function, I would highly recommend you to use this one because this one is much easier and smooth. Okay, and you do not have to use the particular manipulation that I will use right now. Okay. Now, okay. So what I was talking about is we need to count up these. We will use the running function count. Okay. Now for this we will calculate two columns. Okay. First we will apply the count in ascending order of the order date, so that for customer ID 101 we get the count as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we will you generate another column in which the count will be done in the descending order of the order date. Okay. Now for the second column, it will look like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now with this, you will understand what I'm doing here. Okay. First, let me write the count window functions for counts. Okay. Count. Let's say we can put a star here over. We need this one only. Partition by as orders. Let's write this one. Okay. Let me show you first what I'm thinking here, and after that you will understand what I'm trying to say. Here I will do desk, and we do not need this. We do not need this. We will use this here. Let's see. Let's first run this part. Let me show you what is happening. Now, okay, before that, let me also run the select star from orders. Okay. Now, first let's look at a written code. Okay. For 101, we had seen that in descending in ascending we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in ascending we will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and in descending we will get the reverse of count. Okay. Now what happens is if you hmm, what happened here? Yes. Okay. Sorry. I was got lost a little. Now, he, for let's look at row number 4 here. Till row number 4, or till we had the gap, till the day the largest gap was recorded, this guy had 4 orders. Okay. And after that, he had 1 order. Okay. Now, if you look at this main table here, you will see that for 101, before the gap he had 3 orders, and after the gap he had 1 order only. Okay, which means if we run our table again, and for this gap row we reduce both the columns by 1, we will get our answer. Okay, because what is happening is in the running count, when we are using window function with the aggregation here, it also includes the gap rows as well, but we want only the orders before the gap and after the gap, right? If we subtract -1 from here from both the columns, we will get our desired orders before and after comeback. Okay, so this was the trick that I was talking about, and I think this will work in any case. Like even if you introduce edge cases here, it should work there. Okay, now we got our row here for this particular customer ID. Since we are concerned only about this particular row for the entire customer ID of 101, we do not care if the value is 0 or 1 or whatever it is in the other rows of that customer ID at that particular customer ID. Okay, we will filter out this using by max, which we'll do at the end. Okay, Now we will use a similar concept for spend before and after comeback. Okay, I will show you how this will work. We need the exact same thing here, but this time this will be sum. And okay, I forgot the column name here. Order amount. Okay. We need this one here as well. This one will be sum. This is okay. Now here we will have to subtract it by the order amount of that particular row, right? Order amount. Order amount. Okay. From orders. Okay. This one is not needed. Okay, let's change the column names as well. This one is spent before comeback, and this one is spent after comeback. Yes. Now let's run. Now let's run this. Okay. Now we have gotten our columns here. We had checked these columns. Okay. This one is okay. But one thing to note here is that this is something that I realize right now. We cannot do the -1. We cannot reduce the orders after comeback by -1. Okay. Why? Let me show you. Because for this column, for the main table, I'm only showing you for order ID for customer ID 101. Okay, but this will work across all the customers. Okay, it's not like there is only one customer ID and I'm showing you so that because all the cases pertain and qualify with that customer ID. It's not like that. This will work for each customer IDs. Okay. Now, what we need to understand the concept of gap here. The gap happened between March and June. But after the gap, he had two orders, right? Instead of one, he had two orders. He broke his gap on 1st of June, and he ordered again on 1st of July. Okay. Now, if we do -1 here, this will be wrong because it will reduce all the orders after the gap by one, which is something that we do not want. So we will not use -1 here. And similarly, we will not reduce this by order amount as well. Now, why we have reduced this by order amount? Because again, for this customer ID, the order placed after the gap will also be included in this column, but we do not want that amount. We only want the total amount before the gap. Okay. But for the second column, which is this column, we want the total revenue after the gap. Okay, which means the total amount for both these things. Okay. Now you can like add up the order amounts just to check. For example, before the gap, customer ID 101 had the total order amount of 1200 rupees, and for after the gap, he had 1050 rupees. Okay, let me just run this. Here you can see for the largest gap, he had 1200 rupees before comeback and 1050 after comeback. Okay, but this means that both our columns are correct. Okay, now we will write the comeback date, the order date when they come back after the longest gap again. So we will use the lead function here. How we will use the lead function? Let me show you. Let's do one thing. Let's since this has become really long, I'm shifting it to the next line. Okay, so now let's find the order date here. And for order date, we do not have to do a lot of things here. We just need to extract that particular order date which happened after the comeback. Okay, so order date as comeback date. Okay, now we are done with this as well. Now if we run this order, okay, we need a comma here. Now you can see we have gotten our respective order dates, and this is the correct order date for the comeback date as well. Now what we need to do is we need to convert this into CT and extract the number one, I mean the rank one based on the gap days. Okay, we need the maximum gap days here, so we will use the row number function here to find the rank and filter it out by rank number one. Okay, with CT as. Now just to check, let's run our CT, select star from CT. Okay, so it is working fine. Now we need to write a row number function here. select star row number over, this part is same, order by gap days. Now in Postgres what happens is the null values are always considered first, like even if you order it by ascending or descending, it doesn't matter, but the null values will be considered first. Okay, just for understanding, let me show you what happens here. Now if I run this, here you can see the null value has become 1, like the greatest row, and the gap days has become 2. Okay, so here you can do two things. The first option, which is again I think the wrong option because it will not work in edge cases, is that you can take the filter as rn equal to 2. Okay, but in cases where the customer id has only one order and there is no null values in the gap days, how will this perform? It will not. So the better way to do this is add a function here which is called as nulls last, which basically means that keep the nulls at the last. Okay. And if you remember, one thing we are forgetting here is that to check all the constraints here. So again, like I will just paste the constraints here. Okay, so that we have a clear understanding of what we are doing here. Okay. Now in this we had this particular condition that if two gaps are equal in length, pick the earliest one. Okay. Now to pick the earliest one, since we will use row number 1, like rn equal to 1 as our filter here, we won't be able to bring the earliest one only by doing order by gap days descending. What we need to do here is we need to also use the order date ascending part. Okay, you can write ascending or not, it doesn't change because again the ascending is by default there, right? Now we will name this as Rn. Now again, we don't have to do a lot of things. We will convert this into a subquery, right? Because again, this is just a small table and you do not need to, create another whole CT for this. You can just for making the code run more efficiently. If optimization is required, then again, subquery is a bad option here. Okay. So we have considered this. We will remove this one. Only only consider customers who have placed at least two orders. Okay. Okay, now with this, we will select all the columns we need before looking at our filters here. We need customer ID. Why I'm not using select star? Because if I use select star, we will have to include RN as well. And just so that we do not have RN, I will have to, include all the columns individually. Orders before comeback, orders after comeback, spend before comeback, spend after comeback, and comeback date, right? And comeback date. Now we need this from. I have already added the table and the CT. Okay, the bracket is wrong. This is the correct one. Okay, no, sorry. This one was the already correct one. This one is wrong. And now we will apply all our filters here. What? First, it should have two orders. And first, we need the largest gap. So we will use where Rn equal to 1 and okay, this is important. Multiple gaps greater than equal to 60 days. So what we will do is we will write gap days greater than equal to 60 and the last filter, which is the last two orders. Okay, now here we will do one smart thing here. We have orders before comeback and orders after comeback, right? Now if orders before comeback is greater than equal to 1, then greater than equal or greater than equal to 1 itself, then it is sure that we have at least two orders, right? Why? Because if we do orders before comeback greater than equal to 1, it guarantees that there is one order before the comeback and the next order will be the order after comeback, right? So we will write last function here, which is orders before comeback greater than equal to 1 or greater than 0 itself. Okay. So with this, we have come to the end. Okay, all these filters are already taken care of. Now if you run this, Order date does not exist. Where is order date? Line 19. Okay, so we have named this comeback date, right? We can do this. This will work. Yes. So with this, we have reached to the end of our solution. You can match this with the output table given in the description box. You can run that output table and just match this. And I know that my solution is correct. So with this, we have come to the end of our video here. And I really hope that you really enjoyed this video, because this was like a jugaad method of solving one question when you do not know the fancy window functions. Okay. And this is also a proof that you do not have to know each and every window function when you want to solve a question in SQL, right? You just need to apply your brains. You just need to see the patterns, like the pattern that we saw of the orders before comeback is increased by 1 on the comeback date, right? And again, after the comeback date, all the orders should be included, and so on. Again, we did this for the total order amount as well. Okay, so I hope you really enjoyed this video. You enjoyed the my problem solving approach in this particular question. And if you like this video, please consider throwing up a thumbs up, clicking on that thumbs up icon, and share this video with your friends who are preparing for data interviews, or who want to practice hard level questions for free and want a detailed solution for this. Also, subscribe to this channel if you want to continue watching this kind of amazing content. Trust me, guys, I have not found any YouTuber who has been uploading this kind of videos, this quality of videos anywhere on YouTube. If you have found, then it's really good. Please share that person's YouTube handle on my comment section as well, so that I can visit their channel and learn from them as well. Apart from that, at the end, I just want you to put your feedbacks in your comment section, so that I get some motivation to upload more and more videos, so that you are able to watch such amazing content, and I also get an impetus to record such amazing content. With this, I would like to take a leave, and until then, happy learning.